So to continue this video and analysis of the realms that I been talking about in the big words, right? Incorporeal, corporeal, interstellar, interdimensional. And the answer or the big question to a mystery is where is a brand new color, right? Let's just let's just frame it there. We're interdimensional. We see black, white, gray scale reflects the stones, I guess, rocks and stuff like that. I guess petrified soul states. Okay. Now, if you look at this gray scale, it's like a cloud, precipitation, and then it's rain or it's snow. Go look at the fucking clouds. Wherever they what is it? Trump, Marcialago, something like that. I don't know. But the new footage that they just seen, it looks like exactly what I've been talking about. I also talked about the polar ice Antarctica mansion, the Satan's castle, right? And how it's divided from America. It's like a complete boundary full of weather. So if you're not understanding and taking weather and just calling weather man-made, that's a bad propaganda to be pumping because you can take weather as spirituality. So if you're not enduring into a religion and you embrace spirituality, then you have to embrace stuff like that. Because that's the definition of spirituality. If they show you spirituality in a Pictionary, not just a dictionary, a Pictionary, that's what they would show. They would show clouds, uh, dust and gas and stuff like that. Believe it or not. Look at the clouds. Look how thick the clouds is and how crazy the sky is and how it's following Trump. Okay? That shit is talking in pages. You see what I'm saying? It's not a sentence or just one word. That shit is like a page, a paragraph, a whole chapter if you look at it. That joint is as plain as day. Everything we thought was fake is real. See what I'm saying? And then it's, the negative side that brings up a positive because you could throw one negative into 1,000 positive. And then you see footage of a UFO in Argentina landing on the grass and turning into a person that's in a petrified soul state. So you're like, is that CGI? Because that's too much science and medical incorporated in one video. You can explain that. It was a lightning ball. It looked like a lightning ball. And it brushed the grass. And then it stopped. And then all of a sudden a person just appeared. The person looked clear. But the person looked like it was the color of the petrified soul state animals that they show. When they show pyramids and stuff like that, I know you know what I'm talking about. They try to say something is a dragon, a turtle, an alligator. Maybe this was the Leviathan. That little black sheep that's flying in the sky with the eclipse that's going on. Yeah, got your attention? Supposedly the soul or the energy of the Leviathan. That's what that shit is supposed to be. So it's it's searching and seeking. You see how fast it moves. So if you can see it in New York, you can see it in Egypt really, really quick, and you can see it somewhere else just as fast. That joint is as plain, pure as day. Facts. And the clouds is trying to cover this shit. You see what I'm saying? It's like that shit is like the angel or poltergeist or the Grim Reaper or something. I know you seen it. That shit is looking for the Leviathan. And it said the Leviathan isn't dead. It's just in one of those petrified soul states. So if that black energy was to get into the animal that it's looking for, its correct and proper soul, it can energize instantly. Spawn. Like it spawns. Like it has a tape player. And has a tape player in us. So as soon as it's activated and it looked like it was nothing, it turns into something. Completely something. You get where this is going? Mirages, pareidolia, hallucinations, don't do drugs. Medications got those side effects. With confusion. So you got these celebrities teaching if you take the psychedelics, the drugs, you tap into the other realm. Meanwhile, you got the brainiac scientists that's really, really trying to tap into the other realm physically, not just with a brain and a slowed down heart rate or maybe an increased one. So you got the two worlds meeting right here. And us, we working at Best Buy, Target, in the hospital, as a police officer, teacher, a driver, everybody that, that's putting it in for the economy. Trying to keep America up. We get caught right in the middle. Boom. It's a category. The bourgeoisie. Middle class. What's that? Feel me? Besides everything else, besides what you learned in the past when it comes to like prophecy and stuff like that, it's about what you living in right now. So if you think Donald Trump doesn't have an impact on your life, whether you're alive or dead, you're probably mistaken. If you could blame your kid for something and maybe thought the fact that you could get out on a paradise because that was your kid's fault, that's probably a mistake. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to stick like a burn or a scar regardless. Just like a name, person, or an entity. So what matters right now really does matter to you if it's the 23rd chapter of Revelations in your written Bible. That's what is translated to America. Even though it's not the first religion. You know? But Moses went to a mountain, and the Most High took Moses. There was no killing, no slaying. Same thing with Jesus Christ. Went to a mountain and was taken the same way Moses was. That's a key part that you have to understand people's trying to teach you. Forget the suffering part in a different religion that you know about. If you look at the prophecy, the race, the marathon, and if you accept the truth that Jesus was buried after Moses the same exact way, but they're completely opposite because Moses took someone's life and Jesus did the opposite, perform miracles. That's what you were supposed to key in on. You wasn't supposed to take this man that got crucified on a stake and, use him as an example of representation. The real story, when you look at the deep, intricate parts of it, Abraham was first. He tried to kill his oldest son. Jesus never did that. You see what I'm saying? So instead of getting mad, listen to the other half, the beginning, the first entity of it. Because we know what you praising, but you're praising it in the wrong way. You're praising the wrong person. You're praising the actual criminal that went through that for imitating Jesus. The real story of Jesus is you compare him to the other prophets. That's what it is. That's the solid truth. So if you're smart enough to absorb something like a sponge, and then you're smart enough to not absorb it, be smart enough to catch the consequence. You always gonna catch a consequence. Y'all niggas didn't learn nothing else besides a consequence. Some of y'all still searching for love. Some niggas is virgins. Some of y'all dirty, unhealthy, didn't drink water or run. Those are all different categories and characteristics as a person, no matter what it is. If it's a workout, if it's a sit down, or if it's a regular fucking job. That all falls under judgment on who and what you are. And if you blaming somebody else that comes off a little bit more superior than you, your judgment gonna come. That's a consequence. Who the fuck are you? And that goes for everybody. Parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, the law, the government, all of that. Consequence. You live in consequence. It's crazy when consequences come as an earthquake and a tremor from beneath. But if you look at Donald Trump, it's coming from above. It's a different type of blackout. We can spin it diagonally with different angles. If you don't want to blame the weather for something, the weather is most important to us. Even outside of a house or of an apartment, when we were indigenous to the land. I'm just saying. It's always a consequence. When the Indian is trying to drink the water, but the Caribbean is trying to swim in it. It's a consequence when we see lightning hit and then we see a wildfire and things cook and you still want to eat things raw, uncooked. It's a consequence. When the apples and the peppers caught on fire, you couldn't eat them no more. But you know this burnt flesh was in there and it was consumable. First time you ate it, you got gas, but it held you over. That's a consequence. Feel me? Y'all niggas gonna get spammed until y'all drop. It's over. What are they really trying to kill him for? And why is the government not protecting him? They just went on the news and said, well, he's technically not the president right now, so certain vehicles do not have to be over there. Now, wait a minute. That's blue, white collar backdooring. That's basically saying, go get his ass right now. What did he do? I'm dead serious, on the news. They asked the official. He said he's not the president. We don't have to have anything over there. He's just running for president. And he's right. He's running for his campaign. So he needs to pay more money and have more security. But then again, you see the sign language and the vibration that they're talking in, the energy they're giving it off. Yeah, they backdooring them. I'm wilding. Or do my eyes turn blue sometimes? And I see a different way. I don't know. It's on film. It's on film. Maybe when y'all picked up on it, certain people was like, oh no, we'll just take it for what it is. See you in November. And certain people, like the shooter, he was like, I'm going for mine. I don't know. You look at that, and then in the next clip, they got a UFO landing and a person there. And it was frozen. Like, I'm not going to show the content. It just had clothes on. I'm dead serious. Striped shirt. Dead serious. Pants. And it looked like it was in the streets. You feel me? But however, the actual scene was in the forest, the grasslands. It looks so crazy. You know how they got the filters of a photo or a camera? How you got the grayscale black and white, and then you got like the copper looking colors, the khaki looking colors. That's how that shit looked. Like it came from nowhere. Like it's green trees, a white ball of lightning. Then the humans look like that light khaki color, and he's looked like he's about to crush the street, but it's frozen. And in all reality, they're in the grasslands, the forest. That shit was unbelievable. Now I said certain things is CGI. When you cut certain things are believable. I understand that. But when your left side start to pulse a little different, and then you recognize something, it made too much sense. You see what I'm saying? This shit was frozen. Now it's a petrified salt state, right? And it looks like it's digital. It doesn't, you see what I'm saying? Like the UFO landed and then this shit looked digital. Like the human just was this digital and it was frozen. That shit was crazy. And I understood it. I was like, oh, simulation. I don't know. I don't know, man. One of my good friends from Cleveland, Ohio, who happens to be the elevator from N1, the basketball N1, the elevator, you know, Quentin. Yeah, Quentin's the elevator. He's famous or whatever. He used to stay at my house in Virginia. When I used to live in Virginia, and his cousin was one of my best friends. They played with LeBron too. So, you know, I knew like LeBron's side chick and all of that. You feel me? So Meech told me, and Meech used to, like when Meech left VA and he went back to Cleveland, he was chilling with Corey Guns. And I happen to know Corey Guns from back when we was younger or whatever. But Meech told me that in Ohio, that I didn't believe him, he said it's like a crazy gate to where you see shit just come out and then it turns into something. It turns into an animal and stuff like that. And then that lady showed one. That lady said she lived by one. Come to find out, yes, Meech knows her. It's crazy. Meech's mom is a police officer. Feel me? We all connected. Ohio's creepy like Louisiana. That shit is creepy. The Leviathan, dog. I'm telling you. The Leviathan. That's it. That's the beast. The Leviathan. That shit is in a petrified soul state. That's exactly why all of this shit is happening. All of these UFOs, all of these portals. They trying to open a portal so that shit can fly into a portal. You see what I'm saying? so it could fly back into hell. That's why I don't know if y'all there, and I'm trying to connect the dots with y'all. But this is as religious and spiritual as it is. You feel me? Because whether you like it or not, even though they separate church and state, politics and religion are always going to be bonded together, you know? Especially in America, where they activated something. They trying to hope that, because you see that black shit flying around. That shit moved too. We don't know how large and gigantic it is either. It looks like it's close when they showed the eclipse. That shit could be far, far away. You see what I'm saying? You see how fast it moved? That shit could be far, far. It looked like it's under the clouds, within the clouds. For all we know, that shit could be far up, way far up. And what we see is the bottom, the belly, the shadow. I'm dead ass serious. That's why I keep talking about the mirror effect of the sun. Look how it's playing out. It looks like something is blocking a light, right? So when you block a light, sometimes you have multiple shadows. So if it's that black shit that's trying to find its body that's in a petrified soul state, you notice how Chucky didn't die? If it's that black shit trying to find a fucking dragon and get back into the dragon and become Godzilla again, you answered it. There go the devil. So Christians are correct. And they showed the Muslims something. And they showed the Hindu and the Hindi culture everything. What they were talking about. So they would win that. We have to see that shit though. Yes, that's their angle. The Christians, their angle is the Leviathan. There was no such thing as a devil in Hindu, anything. There's no language. When I say Hindi language, that's the language. You cannot find a devil on your body. Okay? So everybody that keeps robbing me and robbing each other, I don't know where this demonic force then came from. Okay? So we are allowing, as we live in the 23rd Revelations, and allow the Christians the basic instructions before leaving Earth, to prove that there's a devil called the Leviathan, right? They have the green light for that shit, because that's what it's looking like. That's why everybody is confused about religion and they didn't pick one, because we're still living in this shit. So once again, first religion, there's no evil on your body. After that, you said there's an evil entity, you gotta show us. They did, kinda, sorta, and it's on its way. And all y'all niggas did was activate that shit. You became dragons with the throw up game and everything. Y'all fucked up y'all stomachs. Y'all got no chakras whatsoever. I have an 8-pack and I'm disabled. I cannot get rid of my 8-pack. How about that? Still in shock. Can't. I got 8. People is still working for 6. I'm stuck with an 8, disabled with it. Lopsided if I don't work out the right way or nothing, because I'm left-handed. And my whole life I had to learn with my right. So on my off time, I had to stay sharp. So they say. You gotta down breathe and you gotta up breathe. Right. The left side is down. You see? The right side is up, like they showed you with the Satan. That's breathing. So you gotta jump rope. Jump rope is way different than shadow boxing. And both of those are different than running. So you got different type of cardios. That's where the spirit is the soul. So if you got this energy, you're a robot in assimilation. So some of y'all little robots is fucking with the wrong killer robots. And you got evil clowns that want to kill aliens and robots. Y'all get this shit? It's in your religion. Each and every one of them. We on the way to the Leviathan. So now fuck the Leviathan. I just want to punch you in your mouth. You see how we stuck in this shit? And it's never going to end the way y'all niggas want it to end? Yeah. That's what's happening. Fuck it, we going for Trump. They don't care about that shit. Certain people don't care.